Okay, we are just getting in now. Capture Age is just going to sort itself out. Okay, we are into the round of 16 here. We have Nili in the yellow as the Tatars against Barles in the red as Ethiopians. Barles going for an archery range to start with, Nili with a stable. Stable seems to be Nili's preferred opening from what I've seen of him today. I've seen him with Ethiopians or Vikings or Tatars in this instance. Yeah, seems to be going for stable approach. Although he has stayed on gold. So I wonder if there will be an archery range addition in the near future. Nili just looping around with his scout, sees the main gold at the front for Barles. Barles finds Nili's main gold just to the south of his base. Strong and stable. There comes the archery range. So scouts to begin with, and then we'll follow it up with some archers. Barles adding spearmen straight away, so Nili can't engage against that, but we'll have archers out shortly. I guess the stable means that you can get across the map to your opponent a lot quicker, whereas Barles is only just now getting to the edge of Nili's base, and Nili is able to start adding archers. So Nili can add those archers defensively to begin with, send the scouts forward, picking off villagers just like that. Barles forced into resource walling, and scout gets sent away by villagers. And Nili's first archer is now out. Nili's going to send the villagers back to the TC. Archer versus archer. The TC firing on spearman, hitting the scout. And Nili now pulling back into the TC again. Scout should survive. But Nili rapidly trying to shoot the deer with his villagers so he can still collect from them. Spearman is chasing Nili's scouts away, but there is a new one coming round. Barles is wise to it, has a spearman there ready, so that will deal with that. Nili heading home with another scout to try and clear up Barles' scout attacking. And that's done. And the 1 HP scout manages to finish off the archer. Who's the favourite now? Again, Barles is the higher seed, so theoretically Barles, but I think it should be pretty close. Barles is another one in that group with like Daniel, Sito, Nili, Belgium, all like just on the cusp, I would say. So Nili just beginning to mix in some skirmishers. He's trying desperately to get that second rage down, giving him some sort of protection over his gold. And Barles on to 2 ranges, sending more and more archers across, and will be clicking up any second now. Just a bit shy of the gold he needs. Nili is just going to try and defend for the time being. He lost his archers to try and get that up, but now has skirmishers here in defense. And Barles does indeed click up, so Barles will be on the way to Castle Age. He's going now for a stable. So we'll presumably mix in some knights, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see him add a few scouts earlier so that he can try and pick off these skirmishers early and get some damage done. So Nili is on the way now to Castle Age. Just getting the gold mining upgrade. Nili continuing to add skirmishers. He's going to 10 on gold. I think Nili's going to go for cav archers here. So Barles is indeed adding scouts now, not waiting for knights. He's going to try and just regain a bit of map control, a bit of map presence with his military. Try and clear up these skirmishers. Okay, Nili adding more archers, so it's not going to be... probably not going to be the CA commitment I thought. Instead, utilise the free thumb ring to give his crossbows a little bit more of an edge. But Barles is here now, hits Castle Age, crossbow, bodkin on the way. I'm slightly surprised Nili didn't drop a tower. Okay, he knows the army's coming, he drops his resources off nice and early and heads back to the town centre. Does he have another gold that he can take? He's got one to the north of his TC there. Crossbow is in, Nili choosing to try and pull back a little bit. And waiting for upgrades. Barles hasn't kind of picked any approach yet. No university, no town centres. So bodkin coming in for Nili first of all. There's now knights forward as well. Nili doesn't have gold income. Nili needs to try and whittle down this army quickly. The knight is the concern. Nili's trying to fight the knight with villagers. First few ones. Nili FC. Nili didn't FC, no. Nili took a lot less losses there than I expected. So, skirmishers here versus crossbows. Crossbows 7 range, skirmishers 6 range. Couple of crossbows onto the north, just preventing Nili from being able to push out over there. And this... Nili doesn't have the eco to go CA at this point. He needs to stay skirm. He's going to try and get a town centre up there to secure that gold. Still on skirms, trying to get armour in. It's the first armour as well. Is that a university somewhere? Yeah, so university is in for Barles. He's getting ballistics. That town centre has been denied. And it just means Nili has no gold access. And with knights being added, there's a battering ram coming out shortly. Low military, big eco difference. He's added this TC in the north, but it still doesn't give him gold access. And that's what Nili really needs right now. So, battering ram at the front. Elite skirm is coming in for Nili. And yeah, GG gets called. Very impressive performance there from Barles. Looking at the idle or worker efficiency, so that's the worst minute. Sorry, total is 60% versus 73%. So Barles able to keep his economy rolling. Nearly struggling. Just taking him off of gold for so long was huge there for Barles. Nearly used weaker civ. He did. That's why you have a draft. It's time that he can still come back. But a very efficient start there from Barles. Yeah, that minute faster castle time, getting the crossbow out, and it just meant Nili was completely taken off gold. With a tower there, maybe. I'd have liked a preemptive tower, but it would have set Nili's economy back in a different way. So, you know, there's arguments either way. Okay, so we are into game 2. So this is Barles in the red as Sicilians, Nili in the yellow as Cumans. The map here is Aftermath. So just caught up with real time. Both players sending a spearman out, trying to take control of the trade workshops. So they provide you with a trickle of resources. Nili here, Cumans use them to great effect in the last round, going for double range archer production from the outset, and versus stable production, scout production from stables for Barles. Barles completely off of gold. That's kind of normal here. But Nili forcing Barles away from this woodline at the front. Barles trying to use mobility to scouts. Humans are ridiculous now with the balance changes. I mean, look at the military Nili's able to flood across here. 4 spears, 5 archers. He's going to sit on the hill there. He should be able to take the scout out. Although this second batch might just be too much. Nili, if he finds the wood line to the left, he could get a few villagers there. And scouts coming again. Nili with just a few archers out. And we do have an archery range now for Barles. And Barles is getting a very, very early bloodlines. Nili completely idling this wood line. So Barles is only here for wood now. Nili is getting scale mail armor. So you can just go for full... Oh, I like the walls. Barles is just going for skirmishers at the moment. Nili going full spear and archer production. Picking off another villager. So that's 2 vill losses so far for Barles. And Nili is going to loop round and find the berries. Barles here with 3 scouts is trying to come forward. He does now have bloodlines. Nili with a few spearmen. Is he going to get quick walls up? No. So that's going to be potentially 3 dead villagers. Nili could turn and fight the scout there. At the same time, he's sending Barles completely away from this wood line. Barles trying to fight with villagers. Nili has reinforcements arriving. This should be too much for Barles to try and fight. This is a really cool map, I agree. And Barles is off of wood completely. Has no wood income. He's just about to send his lumberjacks somewhere. Nili sending some more villagers out here. Has spearmen and archers being produced at home to defend. And is trying to rush up that market. I think that's probably to sell. And so Barles heading back out to wood on the left hand side. Nili looks like he's just going to loop round again. He's going to go via the berries. There's villagers there. No, so he'll continue. Nili selling his stone, buying wood, and now going for 2 stables. Humans are mental. So Barles off of the berries there. So skirmisher defense is being attempted by Barles. Nili running spearmen under the TC, run the archers back. And needs to make sure he walls these villagers in, because there are scouts on the way. More reinforcements coming forward. Look at the numbers, military numbers that Nili's able to amass here. The scouts... Oh, he did manage to wall it up. Phew. Again, worth walling. Oh. Oh, wow. Barles forced into a defensive donjon. They have 9 range, so that does make it very difficult for Nili to try and deal with. But that's just such a huge investment for Barles. Nili forced off the gold here. has bloodlines coming in himself and taking an engagement here. Barles has not been able to afford any armor upgrades, whereas Nili has his. And the scouts are now under the TC, taking fire. There's Nili's army. So they're going to take the trade workshop on the left. Another group made sure they got the trade workshop on the right, and they are going to find some more berry villagers. And Nili had come out here for woods. The villagers there get found by Barles, but Nili's going to trap in Barles' scouts. And so that'll be a cleanup. I think Nili lost a couple of villagers there, but I think that's worth it. Barles down to one scout in the centre here, which Nili will now kill. Barles has added a second stable, but he doesn't have the food income, does he? Nili is back in with military on the right hand side. Scouts now picking out the archers from Barles. Nili in a commanding position here. 28 military versus 5. So again, idling villagers off the berries here at the front. 10 capacity. I wonder if that's within range of the donjon. Can Nili just sit there? Nili has fully upgraded feudal scouts. He can dive. There's no spears in defense from Barles. Hate bonuses that save you woods. Scouts on the right hand side, they pull away. Scouts on the left idles the gold miners for Barles. And more scouts heading forward. Nili has military just everywhere. Like scouts diving in at the back, scouts getting Vil picks, or at least idling some of the woodline. Dive on a couple of the farmers. Barles goes across to claim the trade workshop on the left. Look at this. This is not an efficient woodline. Nili is on the way to Castle Age. Barles is trying to build a market. He's not really got a load of resources to be able to balance. He's got a little bit of spare gold at the moment, but Nili taking a fight here. I think Barles does win that. But again, just keeps Barles' scout numbers low. Barles is at the back of Nili's base with some scouts, and Nili coming back with a couple of his own. And I think Barles wins that. So Nili just pulls into the TC, garrisons his villagers, and then we'll take the fight. And Nili, well, kills it anyway, but Nili has the human faster moving scouts, so, or faster moving cavalry, so it should have been able to deal with that. Nili diving on villagers here. Barles is going to stone, I assume, for more defensive donjons. But Nili hits Castle Age. Do we see GG? Because Nili was this sort of position where he's hit Castle Age, where his opponent's got basically nowhere near enough resources to do anything with, but he's got a far less hassled economy. Nili getting a university. He's got 21 archers on the map. Just flood knights. It's over. Yeah, he's going to get crossbow first of all. He can afford bodkin if he wants it, but I think he's waiting for ballistics. But he can just sit here. That woodline's idled. Barles can't dive with his scouts, and he's already got scouts here ready. Barles is building a second barracks, but he's not doing anything from the first one. So Barles is trying to reposition to this woodline. Nili's got ballistics on the way in. He's just going to try and micro the archers back, the crossbows back a bit, adding second TC on the woodline at the front, and knights are now coming for Nili. Or from Nili, not coming for Nili. Bodkin is in. And the GG is called. Really solid performance again from Nili. That's back to the Nili we'd seen all day. Yeah, Cuman's solid civ on that map. I was slightly surprised that Barles didn't add a few spearmen. I don't think Sicilians are a good pick on here. The lack of defensive towers in this instance, where he was trying to defend with skirmishers, that just meant Nili ended up at that time getting the stables and utilising mobility better. But yeah, nice. Civ win though, like game one. Arguably, yeah. The difference, I suppose it's Nili's second civ, isn't it? Anyway, we will jump out there. Intermission. That's off. Oh, it's Nili's first civ, sorry. So, capture H. Okay, so we've got the game 3 here. We've got Nili in the yellow as Bulgarians against Barles in the red as Mayans. Both going for an archery range opening. Nili adding man-at-arms and I presume skirmishers. Barles going for some archers. Civ win again. Which way? Which one's the civ win? I genuinely don't know. Mayans for sure. I wouldn't say so. Like, did you not watch Red Bull 3 and 4? Bulgarians, like, for doubt in Red Bull 3 was, like, civ win on this map. The Bulgarians, like, ease of teching into different units with their cheaper upgrades was amazing. Yes, but that is doubt. Presumably it was a GL thing. The Lord works in mysterious ways. It does indeed. Nili with first blood. Gonna pick off the scout. No, it doesn't need to. No, the spearman, no, because he's got man-at-arms there. Although eagle production has started for Barles. Barles needs to be careful that he doesn't lose his archers to the skirmishers, otherwise the eagles will then get cleaned up by man-at-arms. Looks good on this mini-map, but this looks like an annoying map to play. Yes, correct. The mini-map does look very cool for it. So, Nili has picked off all of the archers. Still continuing to be added for Barles, and Nili should try and keep the man-at-arms near the skirmishers. And now Nili teching into stables. So Nili now man-at-arms skirmishers versus just eagles. There's some archers in the range ready to pop out. Nili gonna try and put some pressure on the berries. Barles looking to try and catch these reinforcements coming across the map, and should get one of the skirmishers as he comes across. Nili adding an archer, maybe a misclick, not quite sure just yet. It's only been one so far. And Nili's scout not quite able to pick off the skirmisher. The man-at-arms looping around to the gold. Barles already forced into a defensive tower. Nili pulls away. Barles is up to 12 on gold. It's forward villager. I'm not quite sure it's meant to be so far forward. Barles trying to add a house with it. Nili accumulated his reinforcements at home, is now looking to start moving across. Barles is most of the way here with his eagles and archers and the odd skirmisher. Nili now idling Barles' woodline. Taken from a couple of trees at the back of his base. And now Nili sending the force from Barles further north. Nili's going to loop right round to that new woodline that Barles is taking. And Barles is going to have to migrate again. Could have migrated straight back across. Because he's already got the lumber camps. Instead he's going to go and build a new lumber camp. And Nili heading north to add a dock. Barles already has one. Nili taking engagement here versus the eagles and archers just before Bloodlines comes in and loses his scouts, so the skirmishers have to run away. Nili continuing his loop around Barles' base, and again Barles idled off of wood. Eagles trying to chase the skirmishers. There's a couple of archers there. There is armour already in for the eagles. And Barles has looped around to Nili's gold and wood at the bottom of his base. And Barles loops back to his gold income again. Nili back onto the berries, and Barles has been able to click up. Nili sending more numbers forward. Barles not producing any more archers, it's just making eagles at the moment. Also left side has more woods. So this new force from Nili here sends all the villagers off the woodline again. Hey Jamalist, welcome back. You've missed 2 games already. They were both dominated by the winner basically. Nili using his Cuman strategy on what's it called? Wastelands? Aftermath. And Barles with an excellent performance on Arabia. So both players have fishing ships out. Nili is only just about able to click up shortly. He's just idling his TC to get that last little bit of food he needs. No, he's adding another skirmisher because he's found the archers from Barles at home. Nili has nice numbers. He does. And he's using them. He's very active with them. Barles now has solid eagle production. It's only from 2 barracks, which is not ideal. Nili's only got some man-at-arms here. And one of them was a little bit out of position, so now the skirms should get cleaned up. At home, Nili adding more barracks. Barles is going to go Eagle Warrior Squires. I don't like the Eagle Warrior. I think it's a mistake. You're playing against Bulgarians. You know that they can go for that infantry so easily. I think stick on Eagle Scouts. The stats difference is minimal. They get 5 extra HP, 1 extra pierce armor. Barles risking if you force into infantry. Yeah, I don't. Then you can go Expo. In which case, Nili just goes Skirm.
Shot it.
Skirms won't trade as well. No. Well, Nili goes CA then. Bulgarian CA are genuinely an option. Dropping a market at the back, and the Eagles get forced away. Barles hasn't gone into more infantry production though. It's instantly longsword. That's the issue. It doesn't have to spend any time researching. But yeah, for sure, Bulg CA is not too bad. Nili adding a TC at the back, is building a palisade here to stop the eagles coming through. This villager should get a house up there. Although the bigger concern would be that gate going down. And that should be the walls complete. At the front, there's more eagles, but Nili is continuing to gather longswordsmen. Barles going back into archers. His numbers are low. A couple of knights from Nili will be an efficient defence. Although the eagles are in, will Nili be able to complete this TC? So the villagers are weak. Oh, that's a mistake. Barles is on the gold. Nili's having to vacate that, sending longsword over to deal with it. But Nili has an army moving forward. Another barracks being added for Barles. Nili added fire galleys on water, so we'll push the fishing ships away. Nili trying to get out to finish that off. Where's his knights? So Nili continuing to send his military across. He doesn't have much in the way of gold income at the moment. And this is what Eagles need to do in this matchup. Need to use their mobility. As soon as they try and take an engagement, longswords will dive on them. Archers here for Barles, just about to be upgraded to crossbowmen. Doing a good job. Nili looping round to the back and will dive on the lumberjacks here. Eagles on their way round as well, but they can't engage versus many longswords. And Nili going for a TC near the centre. You need much gold for that. Yeah. And this map, the major part of the gold, well, there's a couple of like 1 or 2 tiles dotted around, but there's loads in the centre. Nili needs a few more longswords here. Barles is not reacting, so he does clean those up. Cleans the eagle up, but there's a new batch of eagles ready to come in. Nili taking some good trades here. It's under the tower, so that's not ideal, but looking at the bodies there, pretty happy with the trade-off in numbers. Barles has added a second range now. There's a suspicious mass of eagles just south of Nili's base, and they are on their way in. Nili diving under the TC with his knights. Not quite sure that's what he wants to do with them. But Nili with longswords continuing across. The eagles dive in, and another group coming in as well. There's enough gold. Eagles are so fucking annoying, so cheap. Them diving on the TC like this, through the eco. And now there's crossbows coming across as well. Crossbows try and fire on the knight. Nili has only 7 on gold. Yeah, the rough part is when it's eagles and crossbow. Nili trying to go for a defensive siege workshop. Needs some numbers in defense. Trying to raid the wood line here. Barles is really struggling for wood income. And Barles has 0 gold. He can't produce anything. He's trying to get through to the centre, and Nili is going to build a house there. Who will get there first? Oh, which one? Nili! So Barles is going to sit here with, look at the villagers. So these are all going to be idled. And look at Nili's longswords coming in. Barles now sees it and tries to pull away to rectify the situation. Nili now going onto stone. This is ready for a crepost. Look at all the villagers that have been idled. And Nili has a knight here as well. A couple of knights raiding, killing villagers. So there's army at the back of Nili's base, which is rough. But Nili still has gold income. He's on the TC in the centre. He's got longsword still here. He's going to try and build a siege workshop in the centre. Eagles dive back under TC to try and kill the Scorpion. And a few of them will die. They don't have the second armour upgrade. Barles is here with a lot of villagers. 28 villagers trying to take all this gold. Nili has also now been taken off of gold. He can't take the gold in the centre because of the crossbows. And now desperately trying to force this army away. Again, takes a shot. The Eagles try and dive on the Scorpion. Longswords are there. It's taking shots from the TC, so a few Eagles do go down to that. Nili trying to sell a bit of wood for gold income. How many villagers does it take to take down a knight? Too many. Nili has been taken off of stone again now. Mayans are Mayans, I agree. And he's got gold income, Nili doesn't. Just small groups of archers dotted around are making life really difficult. A couple of crossbows coming here onto the woodline to the north, and Nili's getting idled there. It's the mobility issue. Longswords and Scorpions could work. Nili needs to keep them together though, because the crossbows will shred the longswords, and the eagles will shred the Scorpion. So if you can keep them together, just still needs to do something about those. So Barles is now trying to take stone. I forgot the stone was all around this centre. And now, how are we looking for numbers? We have a mangonel out for Barles. Barles heavily collecting gold, so doesn't need to worry too much about food income, can just rely on the market to help him out here. The mangonel for Barles is attacking Nili's TC. I think Nili being taken off of that stone was big, but look at this. Nili going out really wants some stone income. So another eagle goes down to the longswords. Nili adding mangonel now, so we'll try and pop out with that. More eagle raids at the back of Nili's base. Who's winning? I don't know. Nili has nearly a 30 villager lead, but 20 idols. He's housed. Yeah. Barles. Gold control. Gold control is big, but Nili's going to have a crepo soon. And Barles is nowhere near a castle. If Nili can get a crepost somewhere around this centre, if there's space. Is there space there for a crepost? If there is, that would take Barles completely off of gold. Now, crossbow mass keeps... I think that's the only spot. I think so too. I think it fits. And I think he has enough now. I think Nili's trying to see where it can go. It does go there. Nili needs this to go up. This is a huge deciding factor in the game. The mangonel is out for Barles. Nili trying to get the good attack ground on the crossbows. He gets the shot on the mangonel. Barles has to pull away with his crossbow mass, And the quick walls from Nili mean that this should go up. Although the eagles are coming. I think it goes up. It does. And that makes it swing again. Barles has 1 on gold. He can't stay here. But that's a scary army heading forward. Although Nili's got enough for another Krapos. Got the Mangonel in defense. Takes out Barles' Mangonel. And now it's going to try and out-micro the villagers. The eagles from Barles are trying to dive on the Mangonel and the villagers. They don't manage to get any. Monks are out for Barles though, so Nili needs to be careful with his knights. Nili trying to get a second Krapos just to solidify his control there. And his longswords are attacking Barles' stone miners. Barles has no stone income now. Am I crazy, or would a CA switch be huge now for Nili? Like, he's already got fletching, he's already got bloodlines, he's probably already got husbandry. Oh, Nili, no, no. Trying to quickly. The Krapos. It's 98%. There's 2 villagers here. He needs a couple of hits. You crazy? Thinking Flood Knights, to be honest. Entirely possible. And the Krapos will go up now. And this crossbow mass is pulled away because of the 2 mangonels. And converted knight is raiding Nili's economy in the north. Nili has army coming in to the north of Barles' base. Does Barles have any gold income? He's got 7 villagers on gold somewhere. Okay, he's managed to find 2 tiles of gold at the back of his base. Nili building a defensive Krapos. I like that a lot. I think that's a really solid move. And now Nili is going to add a second TC. Well, not a second, it's a 5th TC in the end. But like, A, it gives him more access to this gold here, but B, it stops Barles coming to it. Barles is floating 1200 wood, and Nili has longswords arriving just as Barles was about to build a town centre. And so those villagers die. A couple of crossbows at the back of Nili's base could be dealt with by a knight, probably. Let's over Krapos a clutch here. If you have the gold, what's the market price? Can I see it in capture age? No, I can't. I'll have to tab into game. Woods by 29, food by 130, stone by 157. So they've just been selling wood, that's all. Kind of negligible on the other 2. Maybe a little bit of buying food, not a lot. And so this crossbow mass is pushing into Nili's base. He's going to go for another Krapos in the north. He's adding conics, which I like. So Nili is looking to lock down this centre. Barles continuing to sell his wood and is he trying to go in? Krapos are amazing here. So Barles is going to secure a bit more gold access again in the centre. He's trying to get the gold mining upgrade to get it in as fast as he can. And he's going for battering rams? Surely you expect conics to just dive out. There's already mangonels in the centre. Nili continuing to take stone. I think we'll just see Nili flood the map with Kreposts. So we're 39 minutes in. Nili's on 120 villagers, Barles on 76. Nili with 20 military versus 31 from Barles. A lot of Nili's military is siege though. Oh no, it's only 4 now. But any connections and Barles is in a rough spot. Those eagles raiding there gets taken out by the Krepost and the Conics. Barles is trying to go Imperial Age. I think he needs to spend the res. Unless he's going to get a castle. Which he's not, because Nili's following him round with Kreposts. Look, how annoying is this? You build a TC to try and get secure access to stone, and Nili arrives with a Krepost. This army should start pushing back the crossbows. Nili needs to send the cavalry, leave the siege to follow. I think Nili's okay here. I think he's in an okay position. He's going to have stone for another Krepost soon. Barles not really producing much. Eagles dive on the Scorpions. Cavalry are going to take out the Rams. And there's longswords here killing the remainder of the Eagles. Barles is down to 3 Eagles, 4 crossbows. And Nili still with all gold control. Another Krepost here. Take that gold away. Over here, Barles has got less than 200 left to take. Nili is here raiding with longswords. That TC will go down to the Kreposts. Nili has like full visibility of the centre because he's got that naval control. He sees it all. Look at his vision. That's just incredible. Conics now heading forward, going to raid. Should pick off these villagers probably before the range completes. Barles is trying to go more range production, up to 6 ranges. This could be a big win for Nili. It could indeed. Hey Sherlock, welcome to the stream. And Nili even going for a castle to lock down the centre. What does Imperial Age get Barles now? He has hardly any gold. He's had to sell his stone just for Bracer. And Barles trying to take stone again. There's another Conic here. And Barles is forced off of that. Imp into GG. Yeah, it is. I love Bulgarians on this map. I think they're the pick. The cheap blacksmith techs. Nili was able to like get all of them, so he's transitioning between them in feudal age into early castle age, and then the Kreposts to control this center and still continue like around here, able to place them in places where castles wouldn't fit. So I think it was Masterpiece. I think is a fair shout. The worker efficiency was higher for Barles than I expected. I thought Nili's would have been higher because of how much transitioning Barles had to do moving villagers around, but I guess Nili had a fair bit with the eagle raids. Alright, yeah, Nili, very solid KD there, able to be effective with smaller military for most of the game. More vills from Nili, so bigger stats set. Yeah, Nili 154 vil max, 79 max for Barles. Barles losing 60 villagers during that game. Nearly losing 70. But adding more TCs, able to repop. Capture age. Let's go. This is potentially... Well, it's game 4 of Barles versus Nili. Barles in the red as Franks. Nili in the yellow as Teutons. The map is Wade. So we have this shallows terrain, some gold in the centre, a mill with lots of berries access on the left. Nili going for an early tower. 2 match points. That's one way to look at it. Barles has gone to the berries on the right. Franks look a really solid civ for this, seeing that berry patch. Could Mongols be as well? Is this an attempt to get Mongols to be a bit more picked in Empire Wars? But anyway, I'm assuming this will be the main focus of Nili's pressure. Barles completely left the gold. It is bugged. The mining camp is within the gold, which they discovered yesterday is super efficient. And Barles is now trying to get a tower up on his berries. An important position. Barles here with scouts and spears. Nice to pick Franks with a berry bonus. Yeah, I completely agree. As I said, I didn't know the map, but Franks makes complete sense. Nearly fighting scouts with villagers. Fighting Frank scouts with villagers. He does have a few spearmen around. 5 spearmen in total. Scout from Nili coming to the gold mine on the left. Will Nili spot that and question it? Teutons are awkward for cav civs. They are. I would say they're also fairly awkward on an open map like this. Nili looking to try and wall up his base. Has villager down here. The scouts looping around from Barles. They will likely find that villager, and that villager will likely die. Nili moving forward with an archer and some spears. Spears here for Nili, gets dived on by Barles and swaps one scout for a spearman. More scouts dive on the villagers. And the pathing being really awkward there. Nearly 5 villagers behind. Yeah, losing a lot here to 6 villagers behind now. But archers and spears now on the way out. And Barles doesn't have an... Oh, he does. He has the archery range already. I was going to say, Barles didn't have an answer, but he does. Yikes, I fear this is going to be a quick one. Ecos are looking comparable. Nili just getting fletching. Barles hasn't got fletching yet. Nili has spears. At the moment, I think Nili will be okay with how things stand. Teuton farm bonus is like huge. I think it can't be underestimated just how important that bonus is. Like 4 on wood is borderline enough for Nili to keep adding farms. And anyway, he's taking all the hunt over here. He's got the tower for protection. He's Teutons, so he can garrison 10. He's got 11 here, but regardless, he can garrison 10. And scouts... Oh, the spears must have got picked off. Or they're out of position, I'm not sure which. So, nearly losing his archers to the skirmishers. 16% vil difference. There's still a hole there. Nearly quickly getting the gaps walled in. There's 100% a gap there. And yeah, the... Oh no, there's not. Why doesn't it show up when I select stuff then? There it is. It's a tree. There's two different types of trees. How annoying. So Nili, content to just wall up. Has he got a marker? Nope. So yeah, Nili defending with skirmishers. Getting gold mining upgrade because he's got plenty of food spare. Spear is forward, but will get killed by villagers. That are the stats we want here. Oh no! Nili's villager walked through the gate. Something passed through it. And Barles is diving in with 9 scouts. They are Frank scouts, so they've already got extra HP. And they're about to get the first armor upgrade. Nili should try and wall into the TC quickly, but I think it's too late. I think that will be the GG. Nili's not on gold anymore. Nili may as well produce scouts. Like, yeah, GG's called. Rough. And yeah. Yeah, Barles snowballing his military there. Getting villager picks early on. Nili's spears got wiped out by Barles' archers, and it just gave Barles that complete freedom to press across. And then Nili really unlucky with the pathing through the gate. I'm not quite sure who was pathing there and why, but yeah, really unfortunate. Military, 23 kills, 7 deaths. Yeah, losing that ball of archers there just really hurt Nili. Okay, let's jump out. So, Frank's beating Teutons. And so we go into Nili's home map for the Decider. Actually, I don't know if Nili picked it. He definitely played it. And okay, we are into the deciding game. We have Nili here in the yellow as Berbers against Barles in the red as Aztecs. Barles going straight away for a second barracks. So add in some spearmen and then we'll add eagles. Nili going for an archery range as his first building. Takes his villagers off of berries, goes straight to collect from the deer. Brits struggle against Berbers. Fair enough. How do Aztecs do versus Berbers? Aztecs do versus Berbers. That gold is very exposed, and so are the berry villagers. So, slightly surprised Nili hasn't gone for scouts in order to try and utilize that early pressure. Villagers coming out to gold for Barles. Nili will see it. I think monks and infantry is decent. Yeah. How well will Berber cheap knights do versus eagles, though? Because I'm presuming like Barles will try and get up as fast as he possibly can. Nili looks set to try and do the same. Started a market. He's going to build a gate there, so seals that in. Knight's greater than eagles, but eagle pike is a pickle. You know what you need in that situation, don't you? Knight genitor. Not a genuine suggestion, just before anyone gets ideas or thinks that that's how I think. I just think it would be fun to see genitals in a high-level tournament. Nili does have a single villager there. Nili abusing the market, selling his stone, and yeah, the eagle and spear decide not to go in there. More eagles looping around on the right-hand side. Nili walls in his gold miners, so they will be okay for now. And there's a lot of eagles now. His scout just about stays alive. We'll pull away from that eagle now. Fletching coming in shortly for Nili. He's just under 2 minutes away from Castle Age. And what is the plan for Barles? He's producing eagles from one barrack still, but the other one not at all. Is he trying to idle? But then surely you would build from both. Nili trying to micro away from the eagles, and eagles decide not to dive in. Eagle scouts without squires are not as fast as I would have expected, so able to micro away from them quite easily. Nili is trying to get out here to be able to take the deer. Sending a lot of villagers out. And they're going on to gold. Nili does not have a stable yet. Okay, there it is. Going 2 stables. It's quite late. Not building with one of his villagers. And Nili hits Castle Age. Gonna research crossbow. Yeah, warrior is a mega upgrade too. What, for speed or? These archers are going to try and dive back in. Do the eagles commit? No, they pull out. It's now crossbow, so Nili will try and take another engagement here. Night production starts for Nili. And a quick gate prevents the eagles diving on the gold miners again. Night production from 2 stables. No upgrades yet on the knights. Nili looking to use 4 barracks production. Welcome back, Keller. So we've got 4 barracks production of eagles for Barles. Instantly gets the 2nd armor upgrade. I would say the Eagle Warrior isn't a mega upgrade. I would say the Castle Age Eagle Scout is a mega upgrade. Are they still Eagle Scouts? They are still Eagle Scouts, yeah. But suddenly going from, was it 5 attack to 7, they get extra pierce armor, they get more HP. Was it 4 attack to 7? And now Squires coming in for Barles. Nili pulls his knights away from the eagles. Now again, still continuing to micro, try and take those engagements as efficiently as possible. What's going to have for dinner? How's the rest of the set? No worries at all, no worries. It's been an interesting set. Three very clear victories. And look at the eagle numbers. Just swarming. Going feudal scouts, then prioritizing eagle warrior. The jump is even bigger. Maybe so. Well, these are still eagle scouts. Like, the eagle warrior upgrade I still maintain is minimal. Like, it gives 1 extra pierce armor and 5 extra HP. Barles now teching pikeman as well. Nili's getting the 1st armor upgrade. Wouldn't you want the attack upgrade instead? Knights coming forward. They're going to try and dive on the gold miners. And Barles is pulling his eagles back. Oh, he's going to try and take an engagement here. Nili going to try and pick off as many villagers as he can. Pulls away as the pikes and monks come in. Nili losing 2 in the south of Barles' base. Nili just going to try and flood as many knights as he possibly can. Oh, he's now adding... was 1st armor, so probably cheaper than the 2nd attack. Yeah, true. Very good point. I didn't realise the 1st attack was in. You're right. Bloodlines on the way, and then I imagine Nili will look to take this fight. Eagle, Pike, Monk. Jeez. Yeah, it's a difficult combination to stop. Eagle's looking to try and dive on the TC builders here. Oh, they are in Nili with some incredible quick walls. There's a monk here as well. Nili's going to need to try and dive on that as quickly as possible. It pulls away. Might try and use the crossbows to try and snipe a few of the units here. And with the TC up, Barles can't dive any further because the pikemen die. Nili has 2 knights that snuck around, and they are in on the gold, idling all of these gold miners. There are pikes here, so Nili will have to pull away again. What's that? Pikeman. So Monk again trying to get a conversion. Nili thought about diving out with the crossbows to try and pick off the monk. Chooses not to. And now villager. Idle TC for Nili. Yep. Priority for Nili at this stage is knight production. He needs numbers. So he has snuck all the way around the edge of the map. Barles sees it, but that's a lot of knights that are going to drop here. Barles has that's a base trade. Barles looks to be trying to head home with his pikes and monks, or just trying to save them from the crossbows. Nili gets 1 pick. That's good work from Nili. And over here, Nili diving on the monks. There's not many villagers building the TC. Nili cleans up the defensive army. And Barles has dived back in Nili's base, doing more raids. But there's knights production behind that. Nili does have the villager lead after this. Nili with 12 villager kills, only 13 villager kills. I think... I'm trying to decide whether I think that's good for Nili or not. Because he's now down to 4 knights. He's got no gold income, or minimal gold income. No army now is an issue. This is... the best thing for Nili is if these all walk under the TC. That could be epic. Because if he can take out the... oh... take out those pikes, Nili can then clean up the monks. Because Barles' eagle number's down to 2. I think it was okay for Nili. He's going to chase that. Eagle, that one dies, and he now has the scorpions out, ready to defend against the pikemen. Barles coming forward for a siege workshop, just outside Nili's base. Barles is going to run home with the relic. Nili dives on the eagle, and now will run away. Where's the villager coming? There's the villager. Nili just struggling for gold a little bit now. I think that engagement to slow down Barles' push was worthwhile, but leaving himself very exposed to the counterattack when Barles is here with resources. Barles selling lots of resources. Oh, to buy stone. Is this to add a TC somewhere? Yeah. Go for a TC at the back. Nili sending knights across this side. Going to try and clear up this army. Dives in, picks off one of the pikemen, and pulls back ready for the scorpions to try and deal with the rest. And Barles is going to stay forward and collect this stone just outside Nili's base. Nili sending villagers across to the left. TC of his own. Gonna buy 100 stone. There it is. TC. Okay. Nice TC spot. Gives him some berries, some gold, and some wood. But Eagles are going to try and dive on the TC. Nili garrisons. Monks converting eagles is not going to happen too quickly. Nili starting to get to the point where he might look to add quick walls. Oh no, he's fine. Yeah, at the point where he might look to add more production, trying to flood as best he possibly can. Barles adding forward siege workshop now. Nili trying to get the pikes to dive under the TC. The eagles are going to dive on the scorpions. If more of the pikemen go down to the TC though, and monks die into the TC. The mangonel is also within range. Nili doesn't target it. Might a little bit. We do see more stables being added. Forward production coming up for Barles. 4 pikemen and some of them going down to the TC. Nili trying to use a scorpion to micro against a mangonel. Loses the scorpion, gets a bit of damage on the mangonel, so forces it away for the time being, and his villagers should be able to go back to work now. Nili just getting the second armor upgrade for his cavalry. Nili is going to add a mangonel and try and snipe the one there from Barles. Barles adding a sneaky barracks in the north. Going to look to go for some eagle raids, I presume. Nili looking to dive out again with his knights, and again just pulls back. Just trying to keep that TC up as long as possible. So Nili's mangonel pops and will get taken out by the eagle mass. Battering ram now is forward. The TC will not stay up long with mangonel and battering ram attacking. At some point Nili's going to need to dive on this, and I don't think he wants to do it. He's going to lose a lot of villagers when that TC goes down. There it goes. Oh, the villagers trying to repair, trying to keep it up, trying to be able to garrison. He does still have gold income. And the TC is up enough. The knights dive on the monks. If he can get a couple, 2, maybe 3 kills there. The eagle kills the mangonel. But the TC stays up, importantly for Nili. And now as he pulls back underneath, it might be worth taking the fight here with the TC fire as well. And this is indeed going to be the fight. The numbers of pikes have dropped, but there's still more eagles coming. Nili struggling for the gold he needs. He's getting armor on archers? I don't get what the archer armor's for. And again, Nili, the amount of army from Barles is just crazy. Yeah, just send eagle, pike, monk, mangonel. Eagles go burr. Yeah, eagles go burr. Aztecs go burr. Again, Nili is just about able to keep this TC up. I think a nice attack round there, but I think it possibly killed a few more of his own. I think this is looking rough. The TC stays up for now, but it's 3 knights versus no military. We're going to have a longsword switch. I like the longsword switch. I think it's a little too late now. Nili is going to look to use his knights to try and pick off this monk. I'll pick off the manga now, just to keep the TC up. It should now stay up. He can garrison. The converted knight killing villagers. Nili rapidly trying to get man-at-arms upgrade in, trying to get longswords out soon. This TC will go down soon again because you've got the ram and eagles there. The villagers eject, try and run to safety. Nili needs this TC working. Adding more barracks at home. And Nili manages to escape with a few of the villagers. Eco also now pretty bad. Yeah. 71 villagers versus 99 now. Barles looking to try and break in at the front of Nili's base. It's longswords are on the way. Nili's starting to get the numbers together. Barles is only taking engagements in low numbers of eagles. So if Nili can take these trades and start to snowball, he might have a chance still. But it's just that's the problem. He needs to keep gold access, so fill in that hole. The eagles running in here is a rough spot for Nili. He's going to keep losing access to that gold. We've got longsword versus eagles here. Eagles in 2-to-1 ratio. And the fight is happening. I can't click to select HP. There's just too many eagles. Barles is making that switch himself, but he's got 30 eagles. When he wins that, I believe in God again. And Barles has even come forward with a forward castle. I think Barles has the military. This could have even been further forward. Switching the longsword was way too late. Possibly so. Okay. Battering ram coming forward. This will break open the base and Nili will have eagles running through his eco. Nili has his TCs garrisoned. Okay. We do have longsword just coming in for Barles, but he's now adding jaguars as well. Sorry, just having a quick message with Mrs. BR about dinner plans. My hope is pizza. So longsword's taking a good fight until jaguars arrive. Nili's added back in crossbows, but there's still too many eagles. Wow. Barles building a TC there. That's that I don't like. That's saying this game's over, get out. And I think that's disrespectful, actually. I have no problem with the castle. That strategically is a good castle. But that is... If you put it there, that's one thing, because, you know, take gold. There it's on nothing. Nili still has resources, so he's trying to mass what he can. Does now resign. Yeah, Keller, I'm inclined to agree, actually. Before seeing that, I was quite a fan of Barles. I really... That TC is really disrespectful. Like, it's the deciding set. I get that it's effectively over by that, but like Nili has resources. He's trying to tech back into crossbows to try and deal with this infantry. And yeah, don't like that. Yeah, I think a slightly earlier switching to longswords could have helped hold at the front there. But it takes a long time to do, so Nili trying to buy time to keep that TC up. If he plugged the hole over here, keep the gold income for a while, could have kept his production up, but I still don't think that would have been enough. Aztecs just with that crazy production. Just so hard to fight this Aztec spam with anything. Yeah, it is. Nili had a positive KD as well. Like, it's just because of that spam. Yeah. But it was a really solid run by Nili. I hope impressed a lot of people today.